Point number 5, and this is super important. Hi, my name is Supriya, and I am currently a junior at the University of Kentucky. I went to community college for 2 years before transferring, and I'm currently in a program that allows me to have a seat in medical school. This is going to be a video of hopefully some value to you. I will be discussing the pros and cons of going to community college. It's going to be 6 for each, and I want this to be informative to you, so let's just head right into it. Okay, so the first pro of community college is the cost by far. My personal community college was a third of the price of university, and with prices going up every single year and debt accumulating for students, and not being forgiven, it's incredibly important to be able to lower the cost. Alright, so the second pro of community college for me was definitely the small class sizes. It was a great middle step from high school to university, which have like 200 people in like their first couple classes, their base level classes. Those are brought down to like 30 at most for my classes at least. So point 2 actually comes in conjunction with point 3, which is more face time with professors. That makes it easier to learn. You sit in the front row, you get to have a rapport with them, you raise your hand for questions, and it's really easy to get to know them. And you go to their office hours like once. It's great for recommendation letters, which is important for the future. And it's good, honestly, just for learning. If you have a question, you can go up and you can tell them and show them that you're trying. Alright, so because of the small class sizes, it's going to be really easy to make friends, kind of like in high school. And that's that. Point number 5, and this is super important. It's really easy to get into school activities like student government, presidential student ambassador type positions, and it's really easy to rise up. You do it for one semester, everyone's going to vote you in to be president the following semester. This is actually where a lot of people don't take advantage of community college, that type of atmosphere, because at a university it's actually a lot harder than one would think to be able to join a club, stand out, and then be able to rise in position, rise in rank. With a community college, you have easy access to all of the faculty. You have easy access to, because there's not that many people that are interested. It's easier to rise up, and that's an incredibly important point that is really important for the future. If you are thinking long-term, things on your resume, they just build. That's all they do. They build on each other. So it's really, really important. So now, once you're done with your community college and you want to transfer to university, it's not as hard as people make it out to be. I think it maybe used to be harder, but for me it was a really easy breeze. I went from Bluegrass Community and Technical College to University of Kentucky. They have transfer advisors. They want people to go in. And usually they give you good scholarships. A lot of my friends got a full ride to UK. I didn't. That's a different story, but they did, and I'm really proud of them. So it's kind of like a pipeline. That they actually call it that. They call it a pipeline. Some people, you just have a 3.5, you're automatically let in. Maybe you didn't get to go earlier and you do well in community college, you're just let in automatically. Another thing is that credits do transfer. All of my credits transferred to my state university, but it's not even just that. I actually applied to go to Columbia and they accepted me, so they took my credits. They wanted to see how many would transfer. 90% of my credits from, I think over 90% of my credits from community college transferred to Columbia in New York, from Kentucky to New York. So if you're at accredited institution, they will transfer. Alright, so now to get into the cons. My first and kind of biggest con is that it's easy to get sidetracked at community college. There aren't going to be as many people pushing you to keep going to your classes, following up on you, because you're not always in that environment. It's harder for them to always get to you and say, hey, what's wrong? Can you get back on track? There are also not as many obvious resources. There are tutoring centers, but I guess I'm not really sure what it is, but I've noticed a lot of people get sidetracked, take classes they don't really need to. They spend another year there, and if you really think about it, if you take an extra year or 2 years at community college, it still evens out, because my community college is 1/3 the cost of university, but it's mental fatigue. That's what'll happen if you keep spending years. So I did 2 years at community college. I got 2 degrees in that time. Most people get 1. That's totally fine. Getting 1 is great. But you have to keep up with the 15 credits, and you have to make sure you're going to your advisors. Okay, so my second con would be the social impact, the social environment, which I think I might have talked about in my last point. Community college doesn't have those types of parties. I'm not really a partier, so I didn't notice it too much. I found my group of friends that I enjoyed, and I hung out with them. But I know a lot of people that do go to college for that college what the just, I don't know, the college environment, which it's just lacking at community college. So if that's really important to you, that is a big con for sure. Another thing I've noticed in the difference between community college and university is that there are not that many events hosted, because at university you actually pay a fee, like $100 a semester, for consistent and constant social events. So not just parties, but like bingo nights and like all that stuff. But that doesn't mean that community college doesn't try. It's just you have to work harder and you have to attend these events. I know it might be hard to attend, but you have to attend and you have to be a little bit social. So you have to go more out of your comfort zone. So con number 5 is that it does take a little bit of self-starting, a little bit of motivation, self-initiated motivation to get where you want to go. I remember that I used to have 2 different advisors that I would always go to double check that what I was doing was accurate, and that's how I found that I had to succeed. Some people got lucky. I would say you would have to take just that little bit of extra initiative to make sure that you're going where you want to go and that you have all the accurate information. But once you have that, you're pretty much good to go. And my final very real con that has happened to me is that I took all of my prerequisites for my 2 associate's degrees, associate in science, associate in arts, and I took them at community college, but that made me be a little bit behind in university. So I had to take an extra semester, or I have to take an extra semester to be able to take my MCAT on time and all of that other stuff. So I only needed to take an extra one, but I took an extra year. With the offset cost of the 2 years at CC, it does even out for me. But you might, if you don't have a really good transfer advisor, you might have to take an extra year at university, and that is a con. So talk to people about that, talk to advisors. If you don't want that to happen to you, you don't have to, but that is what happened to me, and I kind of decided to take a different route, though. I kind of decided what was best for me. So, yeah. All right. So those are my pros and cons for community college. Just as a little side note, I loved my time at community college. I will be doing another video about how to maximize your efficiency at community college. The previous video I did was saying that it's very, very possible for you to get to medical school from community college. That'll be right above because I'm a YouTuber. I know how to do that. And if you liked it, I hope you give this video a like and comment down below. Definitely tell me your situation. If you have any questions, I will definitely answer them. And subscribe. All right. Bye.